Tom. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Okay. Yeah. How are you?
Good. A little bit tired though, because we're 5 weeks into the tour.
Great. But you're happy to be here.
Very.
You brought good weather back.
Oh, has it been bad?
Yeah, well, in the morning, but...
It's lovely, isn't it? Lovely outside.
Okay. Well, let's come to the first question. It's now almost 10 years ago since you started the band.
Yeah.
Well, you and the other guys, of course. If you look back, what are the darkest and brightest moments of this year's?
The darkest was when our bass player Ali left for 6 months, but he came back, which was nice. And you know, the brightest is probably now.
Now?
Yeah.
Why?
Because we just released an album that we are truly proud of.
Lost Forever.
I feel like we've come the closest we've ever come to making the record that we've always sort of felt we could make.
Mm-hmm.
And we're playing the biggest shows we've ever played and the most fun, and just in general the mood within our band is really positive, and you know, everything feels like it's just going so great right now.
So what do you think about your music now and compared to what you did the last years?
Well, in my opinion, it's the best it's been, and I think I think back in the past of how it's been when we've released an album and then we start putting new material into a set, this has certainly been the easiest one. You know, sometimes it takes a long while for other people to get to know the songs and stuff like that, but we went straight in on this tour, put 7 new songs in the set, and it's been great playing all of them, and they've had a great reaction, so that's been great. I really think it is our strongest stuff. But I think also you just learn from every record you do. You know, we'll go into the next one a little bit wiser than we went into this one, and you know, you learn from your mistakes, and with the hope that you will make the best music you made. I don't know, I just feel confident in what we've made this time, and in the past maybe I've been a little bit more uncertain. Yeah.
So what changed?
Again, just learning, working harder, being more prepared before we go into the studio, and just finally sort of knowing what we wanted to do, rather than sort of just throwing things out there and recording it and then going, oh, I like that bit, but that didn't work so well. And this time we had a good focus. We knew what we wanted to do, and some bands get that on their first album, and that just happened to be on our 6th. You know,
I won't say. I think I like the last albums a lot. So.
I think there's good stuff on all of the records. I'd never go into the studio and record anything that if I didn't think it was good at the time. So I do believe that everything we've done, even if I don't feel great about it now, has something about it that I did like at some point. So I suppose it can't be terrible, but you know, it's I think maybe just now written an album that's maybe more consistent from start to finish. I feel like we could play any of those songs live and it would be good. But that was the point. We wanted to write an album that would be fun to play.
I hope this question is okay for you. The ticket for tonight is almost 30 euro.
Yeah. No,
see, what do you think about that price? Because then you are a couple of persons who said, yeah, I want to see architects, but they are the same age like we do and maybe earn just €1,000 a month and to live from that. And then a concert for 30 euro, it's a huge investigation for them, and they are a little bit like, I really like to go, but it's too expensive for me. And maybe because of the location as well, because it moved in the beginning, and so this year. It's
a delicate subject, and you're right to ask it, and it's something that I've spoken about today. I didn't know that it was this show in particular. Maybe it's some of the other German ones as well. But you're right to ask it because it's a concern for us as well. Maybe we should be more hands-on, but I only found out that the ticket was that expensive when someone tweeted a photo of the ticket out, and I saw €27, like, Wow. I mean, I think a ticket in the UK was maybe £15 or something, so cheaper, and I'm not sure. And again, like I don't know how the inner workings with the promoters and the agents and all that stuff, so I don't want to upset any of them because they do their job. But I'm surprised it's so expensive. But also, it's difficult. It's one of the things that comes up a lot if you're going to start pointing the finger at capitalism and all the rest of it. And I was actually talking to my dad just the other day how it's getting to the point now where in my mind I almost feel like having money at all is in some way immoral, or like, especially when you get to a certain level of wealth, kind of just think, well, he's rich, so he must be a fucking asshole. I don't know, just with the whole 99% versus the 1% thing these days, like that's a thing that's kind of at the forefront of people's consciousness. We're not, don't worry guys, we're a long way off joining the 1%. It's difficult to reconcile sometimes because you live in a society that's been built around these principles.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
It's kind of like saying, well, with the non-renewable energy resources we're using, oil or whatever, you can say, well, that's wrong. We're destroying the ecosystem, the environment that we live in, and then people go, yeah, but your bus runs off fuel and that pollutes. And you go, well, yeah, you're right. It's difficult to completely remove yourself because you were born into a world that had these preset conditions that are difficult to change. You can't just click your finger. There's people in power. There's pre-existing, vastly wealthy and profitable corporations that, I can say, yeah, it's wrong, but to step outside of it completely is logistically and practically very difficult.
Yeah, you can't change it all by just...
Yeah.
Now, you can start, but you can change it just
exactly
in 1 second. So, your band is known all over the world, well known. And a couple of years ago, you all turned vegan. Did that change anything with the fans? So some get like, oh no, they're vegans because we talked about materialism and so on. And you made a huge campaign with Peter.
Oh, people didn't like that. Yeah. So people react. Some people react badly to it. I don't know, for whatever reason. I think if you make people look at themselves and question their own lifestyle or beliefs, then that can be an awkward thing for some people. Maybe that's it. People get aggressive about other people wanting to do something. I don't know what it is. It's so strange that it should even bother anyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's for me. I mean, great decision. I mean, I very much enjoy being vegan, and I know I personally believe it is the right moral thing to do.
Yeah.
And I think we'll all be vegan for the rest of our lives. I don't really have any doubt about that. But it is strange. Yeah, I mean, the Peter 2 thing was sort of liberate yourself, go vegan. I don't think any of us actually said that at any point. But it went on a poster and people were upset, so I hope, I don't know, I hope it didn't put anyone off trying it, because I think it's easier than a lot of people think it will be,
So let's go back to the music.
Yeah,
the political questions. Yeah, it's, I think, for most people more important.
They'll argue about the music as well, so you can't stop them.
The break between the last and the actual album was, pretty long compared to the other ones.
For this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened? Why? I think sometimes needs longer to make a new album, but what happens between them? You toured a lot. I saw you on Summer Breeze Festival last year. That was a pretty nice show.
It was great, yeah. We thought it was going to be...
The reaction was amazing.
Yeah, we were really surprised. We just toured the whole time, to be honest. I mean, we had times at home, maybe 2 weeks here, a week there. But I mean, on the whole, we were touring a lot. There was never like a long time off to write, really. We did Warped Tour and then had a month and then we went to the studio. So it was never like, let's just bury ourselves away and write a record. We just carried on sort of working and trying to push the last album. And when we felt like the material was going to be ready, you know, we booked it in, but even then it's always a rush at the end because you're like, oh, I've got to change everything at the last minute. But I don't know, I don't like to leave long breaks because I don't know, part of me thinks that you don't want to give people a reason to forget about your band. I don't know, like, and you think, oh, if we leave it for too long, people, which is probably nonsense, I'm sure.
Hard to forget you weren't touring that much, so.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, I don't know. We always try and get albums out quick. But it's interesting that you say it was a long gap because I've heard other people say to us in the past, like, you're doing it wrong. You know, you release too much music and too quickly. You need to wait and leave it. I don't want to, so.
I mean, it's your music and your decision, so it's like your decision when you make new.
For me, that's a business plan. It's like, well, if you leave it a long time, maybe you'll sell more albums or something. Because, you know, Tool might wait 6 years between albums and then they release an album. Everyone buys the Tool album because it's been so long. Maybe people feel like it might devalue our product or something if we release lots, but that's not for me to worry about. The record labels can worry about the business side, and we just want to write music and release music, and that's sort of a challenge or a hobby, and that's what the band exists to do, so we'll carry on doing it, you know.
Yeah. So you started maybe because you're older, like all the other people around the world, and you started having family and so on, or
no.
real serious jobs, not job by you just do like for half year, so then you didn't have the time.
None of us even got a job. No, we just all lived at home with our parents and went away on tour, came home for a bit, went away on tour. Yeah, that was just, I think we just wanted to make sure that the album was going to be the right move as well, make sure it was going to be a strong record, because I think it felt like if we got it right, then I don't know, we were in a good position to make something really great, and I actually think we did do that for once.
So what are your families thinking about your parents? Because you just told me that most of you still live at home, so touring a lot, so your family's proud because of what you do?
Yeah, well, I think so. I can't speak for all the guys. I mean, I think everyone, certainly my parents are very supportive and seem to be very proud and very encouraging. So they've always supported us a lot and, you know, let us live under their roof, even though we're moving into our late 20s, mid-20s, 26, it's fine.
So let's come to the last question. Do we have any band recommendations, like bands maybe for friends of you or something, like you say, hey, they're not that famous like we are right now, they need to get more famous and so on?
Well, the band that I feel like saying is probably a band that everyone is already aware of, and that for me is North Lane, who is on this tour. And I mean, maybe that's a bad recommendation, like I say, everyone probably knows them, but I don't know, we play some shows and I rate them very highly, so I kind of, when they play and they don't go down better than us, I think, well, that's weird, why didn't you like them loads and loads? I think they're great. So they're, for me, like in like heavy music or whatever, those guys are just right up there at the top. I think they're great. They're a band that when I'm writing music, I think, fuck, this has got to be good, because that band named their band after one of my songs, and they're fucking good.
Aww.
So they're really great. Heavy music's a difficult one, because I think most of the bands that make decent music do eventually get their reward, and the sort of rubbish that you see coming out that everyone goes, that can get popular, it leaves eventually, because they get found out for what they are, and you know, so I think probably I'm not really that knowledgeable about like upcoming bands and stuff. Few Landscapes, who we had on the UK, are really great as well. They're a really good band.
Okay, so thank you very much, Ivan, and you, and the time you spent. And see you later on stage.
Yeah, see you there.